You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a season 9, episode 24 review and after show from AfterBuzz TV to you guys of Teen Mom 2. Now, this episode is called Make It or Break It. I'm really excited to talk about it. I am all by my little lonesome here. Mama Lee is not in the building. She is away today. But that doesn't mean we aren't going to cover everything. I mean, there really was a lot jam-packed into this episode, so I'm really excited to dive right in with you guys. Okay, so we start out with Leah, who has this, fling going on with Jeremy. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I'm super excited. I think it's really cool. I think the timing is just aligning for them for some reason. I think that it's exciting and they just need to take it one step at a time, and I think they're doing a really good job about it. It is confusing for Addie, and I know we did go over that before, but, it's still just fresh and new to everybody, so there's really no reason for it to be anything more than it is. Now, Victoria, Leah's sister, she kind of makes jokes, makes fun of the whole situation, which everybody laughs about. And, when Jeremy comes to drop off Addie, she's just like, let me talk to you, Jeremy. And he's like, no, I'm not talking to you. What do you want to talk about, me banging your sister out last night or whatever he says. And it was funny. It was cute. They all have a really good relationship. And it was really nice that Jeremy and Leah have this kind of relationship where she feels comfortable enough to invite him on the trip to Hawaii, which is really exciting for them. And I know the girls are really looking forward to it. And I just think maybe bringing him is probably not a good idea. I know we talked about it last week, and I know Mama Lee said she didn't really think it was a good idea, I think. But, I mean, we'll see. So Jeremy goes to dinner with one of his friends, and he asks, what do you think kind of got you and Leah to this point where you can talk, socialize, go out together? And he just says it's when Addie got sick, they kind of both their eyes opened and they realized what was important and that they really are good together. So they're kind of just both saying they're single right now and there's really nothing else to it. But I just love the flirtiness. I love how innocent it is, and I like it. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure to subscribe and comment. I love to read the comments and interact with you guys. So please let me know what you think of this new Gia, or what could you say, Laramie relationship. Okay, so we move on to Chelsea, who has this huge Itsy Ritzy event coming up. Now, Itsy Ritzy is a company for bags and diaper bags of that sort, and they partnered with Chelsea and Cole to design, which we saw on last season. I think there were blankets and diaper bags, backpacks, and things like that. So they are launching this new crossbody bag, which Chelsea shows it to us, and it's really adorable. I would totally wear it, and I don't even have a baby. I'm actually in the market for looking for a new crossbody bag because the straps on mine broke. But no, I wouldn't get this one just because it is just fully, for a baby. But it is so cute. If they had one without the diaper bag insert or the changing table insert, whatever, then I would be all in. So she's super nervous about it. She really keeps talking about how nervous about this event she is. They're flying to Chicago or driving. I don't really know. I forget what state they're in. And why do I keep doing that? Chelsea's mom is going with her and Cole and going to stay in the hotel with the kids so she doesn't have to feel so anxious about leaving all three of them, especially because Lane is so little. So they get to Chicago. Chelsea's mom stays at the hotel with the kids, and Chelsea's a little bit anxious still about this whole event, and she kind of talks to somebody at one point and says that she's comfortable with the cameras and the camera crew because she's used to them, and that's all great and dandy, but at the same time, she says that's in the comfort of her own home, and it's comfortable for her. Now, this is totally different because it's not in her home, and she's having to go out, travel with all 3 kids, with this anxiety, and it's a lot for her, but she's doing a really good job, and I thought she was really strong through the whole thing. The event was so set up so nicely. Chelsea looked so amazing. I was very, taken back. I'm like, holy cow, she looks so cute. So Chelsea does tell the story about how she thought of this crossbody bag. They already had all the products that they were going to be launching for this campaign, and I guess Chelsea was, excited off of coffee and ready to share this new idea, but she didn't want to be too pushy because, everything was already in the works. But when she did, they all agreed and wanted to make it happen. So they did, and I just think it was so cute. The event went on, and they went on live. They took pictures with people, and one of the funny things that I caught on to was this woman wanted to take a picture with Cole and her, and she was like, oh, you want to do a divorce sandwich? But at first, I thought she said a divorce sandwich, and I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Like, what is going on? So, yes, anyway. I thought the event went great. I thought her and Cole together are so great and easygoing. She seemed to not really have many issues. I think she was in her element. She was pretty distracted, and everybody was there for her, there to celebrate her and congratulate her on this, sponsoring this new line or however it worked. So I was really happy about that. Next week, hopefully we can see kind of the tail end of that trip. I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but it'd be nice to see really in her eyes how she felt everything went. Jade, we get to her. So a little bit of a turning point in Jade and Shawn's relationship on this episode. Shawn goes on to Insta Live once again, and this time, to be honest, he seemed totally different. He did not seem strung out on anything. He didn't seem high. He didn't seem drunk. He was crying on Instagram Live saying that he missed his daughter. He hasn't seen her in a month. Jade has not let him see her in a month because, she just feels like he's on something. She hasn't seen him. She hasn't talked to him. She does feel bad because she can't imagine what it would be like or how it would feel to not be able to see Kloie if he kept her from her. And, she really does feel bad, but she just thinks she's doing the right thing, which I think, I don't know. I'm not a mom. I really wish today was a day where we had Mama Lee in the building because it'd be nice to have that, that reaction to what happened, and that insight. But I do think that maybe it was a little long. I think he could have probably made more of an effort. I know at one point she said, none of his family reached out to her, so maybe that was a little sketchy, because now that I think of it, why wouldn't he have his family reach out to her if there was nothing wrong with him, if he was completely sober? So I think he was going through something, and she doesn't seem like the type of mom to hold Kloie against him, especially when she has so much going on. I'm sure she would love the break if he was good. So she does feel bad about it, but Shawn's number is blocked, and, she just doesn't feel comfortable on doing that right now. She doesn't know what kind of state he's in. Shawn FaceTimes one of his friends, and, he says that Jade's keeping Kloie from him because she thinks that he's on drugs. Now, at this point, when he's talking to him, his friend, it seemed like he was fine. It seemed genuine. It seemed great to me. How the last episode, he was just awful. You could tell something was going on. But Shawn called Jade on a random number. They finally got to talk. And, Jade just was explaining the conversation, and he was just very cooperative, saying, I'll do whatever it takes. I understand. I want to make things better for our co-parenting relationship. And Jade agreed to have Kloie meet up with him with a family member. So she had her mom take Kloie to meet Shawn. And they go to this little jumping indoor park thing, and it was really, really cute. So Jade's mom takes her, and Kloie is so excited to see him. But she goes to him, and then she wants the grandmother back, and he was a little bit thrown off by that, probably a little sad, but he was so cute about it. He just was persistent with her, and oh, you want to come with daddy, and just really, really so sweet and such a good dad. I mean, he really loves that little girl. You can tell. And I thought it was cute. Just one thing to point out there. I thought it was so nice how the grandmother, she was like, "What? Is she being a little brat? Stop being a little brat." Like she was spelling it instead of saying it. And I know, I'm sure it's, she didn't have to say anything, but it's better than being like, it just would have been a little trashy if she was like, "Stop being a little brat." Like, I just think it's a little different. So, she got to say what she wanted to say, I guess, without the meanness of it, I guess. So he was so excited to see her. He was on everything with her, just excited to see her reactions with different areas and things, and excited to feed her lunch and sit down with her. And when they do sit down, he brings up Jade to the mom and just asks how she is, and he tells her a little bit about himself, like, yeah, my brother moved in, he took over the bottom half of the house, and everything's going really well, but he really misses Kloie, and he just wants things to be better. Now, I don't know what you guys think. Definitely, like I said, leave a comment in below and let me know your take on the whole meeting with Kloie and what you thought, because I thought it went really well. I thought it was nice that they got to get together, and he was excited for that quality time. He's used to having her all the time, so it's not, so he could have easily been, not easily, it would have been stupid. We probably all would have, been like, what the hell, man? But he could have been like, I'm not gonna meet, I want my daughter, there's no reason for me to meet. He knew that this is what he needs to do, no funny business anymore. It's been a month. He knows she's serious about keeping her from him, so he's like, you know what, if this is what I have to do to see my kid and just play with her, hang out with her, then I'm good. I'm going to do it. And I mean, props to Shawn, because he really stepped up in this episode. We move on to Kail, who we saw last time. Her and Leah are planning this whole Hawaii trip, and it's really exciting and fun. Now, Chris and Javi were fine with the Hawaii trip, but Joe doesn't answer Kail at all. But she booked the tickets because he had given him time in advance to respond. He just didn't, and she needed to. They were leaving that week, so she bought the tickets. Joe figures out that the 4th of July, which is his holiday, falls during the trip. Now, this is one day we're talking about. And he has a whole big stink about it, doesn't want Isaac to go. And Kail was even very giving about it, saying, we can switch Christmas. I'll give you Christmas if you want, as long as if we can just swap these holidays. And he was just not even about it. No, just, and Isaac, one thing that I think it was Leah put into perspective was that, why is nobody thinking about what Isaac wants? He's given this opportunity to go to Hawaii. I don't know. Are they going for a month? Is that what we're talking about? Because it seems that way, and that would just be such a long time. But, yeah, I mean, he really wants to go. Apparently, he's been talking about it for the past couple of years that he wants to go, and she finally gets this whole plan put into play, and Joe's gonna ruin this whole Hawaii trip for Isaac over one little day. 4th of July, I'm sorry, but that is not a big enough holiday. If it was Easter or something like that, or like Father's Day, I still think that he should go, but I just think, like, 4th of July, you could light off fireworks any other time. Like, sure, maybe he has a cookout at his family's or whatever, and family's coming into town. That's fine, but she's also being nice and giving you Christmas. Like, that's a bigger holiday. I don't know, I just thought it was ridiculous. But it's going to turn into a legal issue, so MTV won't be filming the trip with Kail on her side, but we will see Leah's side of the trip. So Kail goes to pick up Isaac like normal at 6 o'clock from Joe, and she has the bags packed, and they're going to Hawaii, and Joe doesn't even know. So, I don't know. I mean, he knows the plans, like that was the plan, but he doesn't know that she's still going through with it, even though he said no. So that will be very interesting to see. We move into Briana, which I thought was going to be more dramatic this episode as far as the teasers went. But Stella's turning 2. They're renting a big house like last year, throwing a party for her. I know her birthday always falls around 4th of July. I just remember the big 4th of July theme that they had for her first birthday, which was so cute. She invites John, and Nova says that she wants to go to a trampoline park with him when he comes. She was really adamant about that, which was really sweet. So she's on the FaceTime with John. She's on FaceTime with John. And she invites him to Stella's birthday party. And he had just gotten done saying what a rough day he's having, and it's just not a good day for him. And she says, I want to invite you to Stella's birthday party. And he's like, oh yeah, definitely. That'll be fun. That'll be really fun. And she was like, not really happy with his response, and doesn't seem like you're that happy, and blah, blah, blah. I just think she was a little too sensitive at that point. Now, we do hear after that since she got back from DR, things with him have been a little weird. She claims because they were together for a full week 24/7, and now it's like, okay, you go back to your life, I go back to my life, it's a little different, which could be true, but she does say that they're a little distant from each other, so that's probably what she's pulling from more than what we saw. So I do kind of want to give her a little bit of a benefit of the doubt, because I know a lot of people are going to probably attack her saying he didn't say anything wrong, he didn't do anything wrong in that FaceTime, because he was just acting pretty normal. So we do find out she has this conversation with her friend Shirley that Briana does invite Lewis to Stella's birthday party, but he doesn't respond. She talks about how, you miss one birthday party, it's easy for you to just keep missing the birthday parties, and you should be there for Stella, which it's so true, and it's sad, but we knew Lewis. I mean, it's not that surprising. Briana does bring up her relationship with John to Shirley, and Shirley's just like, every day doesn't need to be extravagant in this big old thing. So she kind of put her a little bit in check and just said, enjoy what you have. We did find out John works at a post office, so he can technically work anywhere in the United States. So it's possible. It's not like he owns a business up in New York, or he has this job that's solely there. Like, it is possible for what he's doing. So John does come to Florida, and they take Nova to the trampoline park, and they have a lot of fun, and it was so nice to see that her request actually came true, and it was just the 3 of them, and they didn't bring Stella, which they totally could have. It's appropriate for her to go, but it was just nice that they had that one-on-one time with her. The kids are getting attached to him, and they're sitting around the pool, and she's kind of like talking to him about life and next steps, and he's kind of just beating around the bush, like avoiding the questions at all costs. But then he says, she says something about 5 years, it being 5 years, and he's like, where are you getting that number? He's like, I could definitely see myself making moves next year. Get that 5 years number out of your head. And that made her happy, but she was also like, I just wish it was now. And she had to throw that comment in. It's like, you say you're not pushing him, but he gives you an answer, and it's a big move to move, states away along, it is a big move. It's not like moving from Boston to Connecticut. Or New York to Connecticut. It's a big thing to move all the way down there. But I think he's giving enough, but we don't see their whole relationship, and that is part of the show. So we can only comment on what we see and try to incorporate, what, give and take a little bit there. But really, that's it for this week. I know we kind of flew through it. There was a lot to cover. But really, we can keep the conversation going by if you guys comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. I know I had some distinct thoughts on different parts of the episode, but we'll be back here next week to discuss with Mama Lee next week's episode. Now, next week, on the next, we have Leah in Hawaii talks about Jeremy might be flying into Hawaii and meeting them halfway through the trip. So I guess he doesn't go in the beginning of the trip. And Gracie, kind of in a bratty way, says, why would he come? Why would Jeremy come on the trip? So I'll see about that. A clothing line reaches out to Chelsea and wants to partner with her on that. So she's just getting these deals left and right, which is so great. I mean, Chelsea has such a great sense of style. So Jade's mom, who we know is kind of an ex-alcoholic, I think, or an ex-drug addict or something, but I know that on her seasons of Young and Pregnant, and she's talked about it a little bit, her mom has some issues and has come and gone out of her and Chloe's life. So we see Jade on the phone with someone saying, my mom took Kloie last night, she had her overnight, and I have not spoken to her. I don't know where my mom is or where my kid is. So that I'm really excited to find out. Not excited, but I'm very curious to see what happens, because that's a huge thing. I hope everything's okay, but we will see. And yeah, that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for this quick rundown of the episode Teen Mom 2, Season 9, Episode 24. So much to say there. Make It or Break It was the name of this episode. I'll catch you guys next week. You can find me on Instagram at McKenzie Fayne. In the meantime, subscribe and like, comment. There's many other shows on AfterBuzz TV. We have many channels, from reality to drama and everything in between. So go check us out, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week. I'm McKenzie Fayne. Have a good one.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.